What's up, everyone? Miko here with Behavior Analyst Supervisor. Wanted to come at you with a quick video demonstrating some real life ABA terms in real life. That's a lot of real life. Anyhow, I want to talk a little bit about something impacted my life. So let's put studying aside, though I'm going to integrate this into studying, and let's talk about Miko's life and this whole YouTube ESPN carriage dispute thing and how it's impacting me. So we're going to put this in a BCBA exam prep perspective or BCABA, even RBT, really. These are concepts that are going to be demonstrated across these different tests that you're prepping for. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's see what we have to do. First, I just wanted to clue you in on who we are. If you don't know us, I'm sure you do since you're here, but if you don't know us, we are Behavior Analyst Supervisor. It was founded by Kevin and Amy. They're the two that set this thing off running. And then I am the Director of Customer Support. And then Bree, my wife, she does a lot of our chat moderation. Overall, we are a test prep company here to do things different. We want to focus on applied knowledge and understanding of the concepts. We want you to be fully prepared when you come into this test, and we want you to be able to succeed. A lot of people say our material might be a little bit harder than the test. I think it's on point. We just recently did a data analysis, and over 90% of people who got a 70% on one of our full-length mock exams the first time they took it, they went on to pass their test. So that's what we look for with our mock exams. We have a number of materials. That's not what you're here for. So let's get off commercial Miko and back to football Miko, which is like 99% of the time. So there you have it. Let's talk. When college football goes on extinction, and we're going to understand how the YouTube ESPN dispute impacted that. So what we're looking at is the situation. There was a recent carriage dispute between YouTube TV and ESPN that led to a temporary loss of access to live sports content. A bunch of channels were impacted: ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPN De Ocho, basically every single TV channel that has college football on it, other than Fox. I did give Fox some viewership, but we'll talk about that here shortly. For many people, the sudden removal of this highly reinforcing activity led to frustration. Man, we get like 13 weekends a year to watch college football, and one of them, soon to be two, is being impacted by this carriage dispute. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I'm going to try to stay off my high horse and put this in a behavioral perspective. So when we talk about this, what's happening, right? So previously, we were being reinforced through being able to, watch college football on a regular basis on Saturdays or Fridays or the occasional Wednesday night. I couldn't even do that last night. But now there's this carriage dispute. Basically, ESPN wants more money. YouTube TV says they're not going to pay more money because viewership has been flat. If they pay more money, they're going to have to raise subscription prices. So there's this whole dynamic going on there, right? So when we talk about what is the previously reinforced behavior, well, obviously, before the dispute, I would watch college football on an extremely frequent basis, right? But let's focus on the subscription paying behavior for the purpose of this. So YouTube TV costs me about $93 a month, comes out of my bank account. It is well worth it when I can watch college football. But I would pay this $93, I would pay the subscription fee, and I was reinforced through access to YouTube TV. So I could go on and I could choose from their menu of channels, right? I could watch anything there. I could record things. It was a really great relationship. We'll call it quid pro quo. They take my money, I get to enjoy college football, right? So it was maintained by positive reinforcement. I paid the money, I got access to something. I was accessing content, right? That's what we have there. When you look at is something positive or negative reinforcement, we like you to ask three questions. Number one, what and whose behavior are we looking at? Number two, did that behavior increase, decrease, or maintain? And then number three, was something added or removed? Generally speaking, though, when we go ahead and take a step back at this one, we're looking at the three-term contingency and what is going on. So we have positive reinforcement, but we have to look at that contingency. So antecedent, behavior, consequence. The antecedent in this case is maybe football being on, or potentially, having access to all of these channels or content that's on TV. The SD or the antecedent could also be an EO. I don't watch that much football. On contrary to what you might believe, I do watch a lot, but I typically stick it to the weekends. I got to work during the week. I have a 19-month-old. You know how it goes. And so there's like an EO in place. So that's, whatever. We also have an SD. This could be in your three-term contingency too. The EO really makes it your four-term contingency. But if we look at the SD is signals availability of reinforcement. Saturday is the SD. It signals the availability of college football. I would then pay my subscription. You do it on a monthly basis, but pay your subscription and then you can get your reinforcement, which is football content. This could be the talking heads talking about the games, college game day, everything related to football, the halftime shows, the analysis of the games after. If you don't get it, I love football. So that is our three-term contingency in relation to this behavior. The extinction event is the wrong type of extinction here, but you get the point. When all of these channels were removed, right? Football was removed. So these channels were removed, no longer available. I don't have access to the reinforcer. It's not an S delta, people. An S delta signals unavailability of reinforcement. It's the signal that reinforcement's unavailable. An S delta in this case would be maybe Tuesday. There's not really football on Tuesday. So that's an S delta. You don't have reinforcement available. There's reinforcement available here. It's Saturday. There's football on. I just don't have access to it because they've removed my channels. So it's extinction. S delta signals no reinforcement is available. Extinction is the removal of reinforcement. So I physically can't watch it. I would have to engage in a different behavior to go watch it, right? So that's the key there. That's the difference. So then we look at some unwanted effects of extinction. I wanted to bring some teaching tools here. So there's a number of unwanted effects of extinction, reinforcement, and punishment. Extinction specifically, let's talk about some of these unwanted effects that could have occurred, right? After extinction, many subscribers, me included, exhibited extinction bursts. I clicked around through all the channels, right? Clicked around, I checked my subscription. Did I forget to pay the bill? Where are these channels, right? Checking all the things, my behavior is increasing, trying to access football. From there was that temporary increase in the rate of responding. That is an extinction burst. Also, what else did I do? Well, went on social media, went on Twitter, tried to contact support. I told them, if I'm not getting to watch football, I'm canceling YouTube TV right now, right? So that in itself is extinction-induced behavioral variability. It's when the topography of the behavior changes after extinction has been implemented. So instead of just subscribing, I now am going and complaining. I'm trying to access it through other avenues, right? Try that again. Extinction-induced behavioral variability, also sometimes referred to as response variation. So that's what we have happening here. We also might see emotional behavior. Did I sit on my couch and cry all day? Maybe. I turned on Fox, so I didn't really sit on my couch and cry all day, but some people might have. We also could have had anger, frustration. If you missed the end of that Florida-Georgia game this weekend, you might have thrown your remote through the TV because you were so upset, right? So emotional and aggressive responding is another side effect. And then we're all hoping that spontaneous recovery occurs when the mouse and YouTube TV reach a new agreement. We want these people to put our TV back so my behavior can come back. Spontaneous recovery is sometime down the road, a behavior that was placed on extinction and extinguished comes back. So that is spontaneous recovery. Now, there's some lessons that we can all learn from this situation. Number one, we're all way too dependent on streaming services. We cut the cable to get access to these. I'm just kidding. Big companies suck. That's true, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm also posting this on YouTube, so I wonder if they're going to flag it. I hope not. Anyhow, key principles demonstrated. So reinforcement maintains behavior. I subscribe, I get access to football. I continue to subscribe, I get access to football. I've been that person that I've canceled following the Super Bowl, and then I resubscribe in August, right? I have done that before. I don't do it anymore. This was back in the day when I had no money, so my motivation was a little bit higher. But if I'm not getting access to the content that I desire, my behavior is going to decrease. I'm going to not subscribe, right? If you get access to what you desire, your behavior increases. That's reinforcement. Extinction leads to behavioral change, right? Removal of reinforcement decreases our engagement. I can't watch football. I'm not going to interact with YouTube TV as much. I certainly am not interacting with ESPN as much. I've deleted it from my phone. I'm trying to, produce behaviors that might actually exhibit change in this situation. Will they or not? I'm just one small fish in a big pond, so probably not, but I can do what I can. Extinction bursts and aggression are temporary but predictable. We see these unwanted effects after extinction. You have to plan for them. In your task list, you need to know how to mitigate the unwanted effects of extinction. Well, in order to mitigate something, you have to know what's going to happen. Once you know what's going to happen, then you can change your behavior or you can plan for these things, prepare mediators. Those are individuals in the environment that are going to reinforce the behavior. A number or a whole host of things can be done in order to make the environment safer for our client so that these extinction bursts don't get too significant. And then we want to find replacement reinforcers, right? Myself, am I going to subscribe to Sling TV? Am I going to subscribe to Fubo? Definitely not subscribing to Fubo because Disney owns it. So why would I do that? Maybe Sling TV. Pro tip, if y'all are missing college football, Sling TV has a day pass. It's like $6. You can access all the channels. So hope that's helpful. Anyhow, that is what I wanted to talk just briefly about. If you want to know about more behavioral principles, procedures, let me know. We're creating more content, some free content that we're going to put out there for you. In the chat, go ahead and let me know, or in the comments, let me know, what is resurgence? How does resurgence differ from spontaneous recovery? Check us out on Instagram, behavior_analyst_supervisor. We have the blue check mark, right? We're like an accredited account or whatever. Check us out. We post a question of the day every single day. We got some cool things coming up. Again, Miko with Behavior Analyst Supervisor. Y'all take it easy.